Hey there. So I'm Barbara Tien, and a funny thing happened while preparing for today's presentation. I forgot to hit the record button. It's an old joke that I always manage to somehow do that, so now this is a little band-aid to get to the point where I did hit the record button. See if you can figure out where. So today's presentation, I wanted to focus on video in Substack because I personally have found it just incredibly powerful as a tool to be using in my own materials for Project Kin, and I would love to help everybody else be able to do the same. So today's focus is on, for mission genealogy in these little office hours, is using video. The goal for these videos is to keep them short, sweet, and topical. And as you may remember, last month, or you can go watch the video, last month we talked about using live video, a brand new feature, well, new to me, feature of Substack that is available only to your subscribers through essentially the chat channel you offer to your subscribers. Check that video out, and it walks all the way through it. It's a fabulous way to talk to your own subscribers, and I've adopted it for Project Kin with a weekly call to my subscribers or live video to my subscribers where now, so I'm not talking to myself, I've invited guests for each week, and watch up next week. This coming week, we'll be talking to Lori Olson White, who is the author behind Lost and Found Stories, the Lost and Found Story Box, and she's going to be my guest on the following um, Thursday. And so she's going to talk a little bit about this fabulous presentation she's going to do about Howard and Elvira. So stay tuned for that on Sunday. Each of these videos that I'm preparing for you here is designed as a library, so you can go back and switch around and look around for things that can be helpful to you. That's the whole idea. So I'm trying to keep them super short. And you're welcome to share. It is part of Project Kin. In this case, I, as Project Kin, am doing them for my collaboration with Robin Stewart in Mission Genealogy as little short and sweet videos. You're very welcome to share them. It gives us a way to tell your friends about what we're doing with Mission Genealogy, which is essentially the welcome wagon for family historians and genealogists here on Substack. So let's get to it. The key differentiators to video on Substack are, I find, really quite remarkable. I've had years now of creating media in every technology available since, I have to say, about, believe it or not, about 1990, creating video on modern computers. And what we're doing here in Substack is really quite remarkable. It started with basic embedding, and I'll talk a little bit about how that works, and how incredibly rich the video posts can be within Substack. And I'll talk a little bit about why and how you might want to use video in Substack, but still copy your videos off to YouTube. So let's start by talking a little bit about video embedding generally. First, when we knew back in the day, video embedded into a web page transformed what web pages could look like. And I'm talking at this point about sometime in the late 90s, something like that, where you started to see with a lot of work and quick time was introduced as a way to present video on screen in an HTML environment. It was very hard to do, but the main target was to put it into web pages. YouTube comes along in the early 2000s and transforms that because they not only created a way to create videos and a destination site with videos. Remember, Tommy, he's got my finger, something like that. It also created a way to take those videos and very easily embed them somewhere else. So embedded YouTube was a really big deal, and we are still using it everywhere. We know that little red icon to take video into other sites. So sometimes we know that video is just a link that you added into a website, but sometimes it's what's called an iframe, or sometimes they just call it code. It's embedding. Embedding is one thing inside of another. It's that simple. And notice here that we have the YouTube URL, and there's that 1GZ blah blah blah. Notice that same string is used in the embed code. These are two different ways to do the same thing. The embed code is a structured way to tell the destination site how you want this to appear. It's pretty much just that simple. Now, Substack's implementation is what I like to call kind of fancy video. It's fancy in a number of ways. One, in that it creates a way to distribute the video that automatically deals with a really huge bugaboo, a really huge and painful problem of sharing video in email. The truth is, you are never actually sharing the video in email. You're sharing a link to the video in email. To make it feel as though you're sharing the link in video, in email, sorry, the video in email, they started using a technique that would convert that a few frames of the video into a GIF or GIF that is then added into, like an image, because it's an image file format, into the email. So it moves a little bit and you go, ooh, what's that? And you click as if to make it play. You think you're playing the email. It takes you to the website and plays from the website. When that happens in an app, the app is doing the playing. It's pulling it from the remote site and presenting it to you in the app interface. So that's one important thing, that Substack just does that for you in the background. You never see it, it just happens. And you have to go look at what a receiving end of that email looks like. Here is an example from Jim Acosta from Television News, has just opened up a new Substack, and this is how his emails appear. Another fancy thing that Substack is doing with their video is automatically creating searchable transcripts. You just drag and drop the video in and poof, it creates transcripts for you. It lets you go in and edit, correct things like Kathy versus Kathy with a C with a K, spelling and other subtle things to the transcript. And then bada bing, bada boom, it appears not only as a transcript, anybody can search through, find the part, and play that part, but also creates closed captioning, which is obviously a big and convenient and important piece. The third important thing that it does is allow you to very easily add in external video, such as in this example with YouTube, by simply pasting a link. This, by the way, is the same embed with a link I was just talking about a moment ago. They do that for external video, video from YouTube, Vimeo, things like that. Click and paste, and it's just in. So it's very, very easy to add some other kind of external video. Now, fancy video also relates to how you use the video. So within Substack, anybody can share clips from any video post. And you'll notice there's a little share button for any post. You click that, it creates a pop-up. You select where you want to share it to. I want to share it to Blue Sky. Boom, click done. As long as you in your own account have already pre-configured your Blue Sky credentials, it'll go ahead and do that. You can also go to any, mouse over the video to the little scissors icon, click that, and you get the next icon, the next screen that appears here, which is an interface that lets you go through the transcript, select the part of the transcript you caught with that brilliant quote, scroll down to that part, select that part. It automatically selects that part of the timeline, it's called. It creates a beginning and end, hit create, and it will create that clip for you and then give you an option to just share from there, which is sharing as a link, or download it that you then can add into your own social media or anything else you might like to do. And finally, this is how you get these kinds of examples. This is from a Substack note that includes a clip from a Project Kin presentation that walks through Rhonda Lauritsen talking about just an incredible moment in her interview with Jane Hutchin. And she just caught this wonderful moment about hard conversations. I captured it in a clip, took that clip and shared it out to, in this case, a Substack note. Incredibly powerful, and it gives you the configuration of the ability to modify how that is displayed. So it adds also fancy AI tools to it, particularly for the publication owner. In this case, I'm the publication owner. So earlier I was showing examples of what you can do on somebody else's video piece. Now for your own publications, you can again get share images. Some of you may have already been using this for text posts that include photos. Tap, you go to the share page. From there, you can see video clips that have already been pre-configured, or Substack for any video will automatically create up to, depends on the length of the video, 6 AI generated clips, and those will just appear for you. So you'll go, you make sure you're in the edit mode for your article, then go up to the video and tap the clips button, and it takes you straight to the clips section where it has created, in this case, 2 clips, and I can go in and modify them and adjust how they will display, that kind of thing. So creating a video post is simply drag and drop easy. Now, we talked about this in some of the different discussions of Substack. There are posts. One kind of thing is called a post, and it has a web page, and it could be text, it could be audio. In this case, we're talking about video. You also have notes, which is kind of at a higher level than that, so you can talk about posts in notes. Notes go out to all of your followers and your subscribers, but they can be re-stacked, which is to take a note and share it to other people. Don't worry, we can go over this another time. And then finally, there are chat. Chat is an entirely separate way that you are doing little chat kinds of messages with your subscribers and speaking only to your subscribers. And that's where the live video is limited to that interface. So coming back into creating a video post, say new, say video, a new post of type video, drag and drop in the video. Now you need to still take care of the important details, things like a headline that is consistent, it's tight, it's clear, it says what you want it to say. Add a subhead. Subheads are, I think, really important. If you want to be creative and keep it short and tight and not go into a lot of detail, that's okay. But over in settings, you want to go in and add more detail because that's going to appear as the metadata description as to how your post will be found in search engines if you care about that. You also want to think a little bit about your video and what the first 5 seconds or so of the video look like. If it's just one person with their mouth open, looks kind of stupid. You want to think about the movement that will be engaging and have somebody want to go in and click. Personally, I've put in a little what I call the pre-roll that has a little branding associated with it before it cuts over to my head talking, because I do that a lot and uh, they all look the same. That's not very interesting. So you want to walk through all of those. You also want to plan for a title image. And that's the still image that appears. It again also becomes um, the metadata image associated with the URL that is your file, and it's also discoverable on internet. Um, SEO things. So one more important thing. I teased a little bit about YouTube up at the beginning, but when you look at that share page and in the interface when you're configuring settings for your video post, there is a little business about YouTube. This is new. You can go in your dashboard. It will give you an interface to configure your YouTube channel if you already have a YouTube channel, and allow you to automatically upload a new video you've just created to your YouTube channel. Super powerful. Personally, for Project Kin, I had let my YouTube channel, which was substantial, I kind of let it atrophy. And I've been feeling badly about it and thinking about ways that I might do something. I went ahead and started to upload my videos to YouTube, and boom, I have worked through my deficit. It is no longer decrementing each month. Instead, it's now finally going back the other direction. As far as I can tell, all of the new people watching the videos there are all watching videos they would not ever have seen otherwise. It pre-configures elements coming directly from here. I still need to do a little bit more fooling around, but it seems to make it very well. My practice after it's posted up to YouTube is to immediately go back and check and twiddle with some details that are sort of YouTube specific, like the end screen that has the subscribe button and the what other video do you want them to see. Right now, I'm doing the title image. I have to bring in a new title image and the description. I'm thinking about ways I might be doing something wrong to make that happen. So we can chat about that in the notes. But that's a quick and dirty, gives you a sense of how all of this works, and I hope it's helpful to you. As always, I welcome questions in the chat. If mission genealogy is new to you and this was just passed to you, welcome, welcome. I'm delighted to have you. And come on in, tuck in, we'll make more. We see ourselves as encouraging more and more people to join us, join this happy, safe space, no advertising, and with a great deal of transparency about what we're trying to do and how we're trying to help each other. And most of all, really enjoy each other's company and learn from each other with a shared mission to get our stories told, get our genealogy captured, and learn from each other. So thank you very much. Talk to you soon.